Hi, and welcome to this quick tutorial on how to analyze your time consumption with timesheets or the Google Sheets plugin from TimeOwl. In my previous video, I've shown how you can create your own budget report. In this video, I would like to show you how you can use the so-called pivot tables. All you need to use those is your raw time log. So again, I'll just copy and paste this particular month range because I would just want to analyze the March. So again, it's just the month, then the end of day function that calculates the first and the last day of that month. And then I would like to get all particular time entries for that particular time. So for example, I would like to know the date, the tag that's used, the and description and the duration. And now I can use the TimeOwl function to get exactly that. And that's simply by equals TimeOwl. This time we are not interested to any text, so I leave that empty. Then the start date and the end date. And for the very first time, we're using the other parameters. Columns is the amount of columns I would like to display. Since I want to have the full log, I just put -1 in here because it gives us all entries that are found in this particular day range. Then we need to specify the fields we would like to display. That's date, then we set tag, description, and duration. That are the columns I've just created. And then in the end, we need to tell TimeOwl how to group those items. We use log to get the raw log from TimeOwl. That being done, it takes a couple of seconds, and these are all the time entries that are generated in this month. If you do it on your system, there might be way more. Since this is just my tutorial calendar, I don't have that many entries in here. I can add some more ones. But anyhow, um, these are my entries. Let's get back to that thing. By the way, it refreshes from time to time. So the entry I've just created does not pop up immediately here. You can enforce this by refreshing the page or changing a part of the formula. And then that's the cool part about the timeout function, that all your reports will be up to date or update themselves. You just need to open up your Google Sheet and you can analyze your Google Sheets your TimeOwl data. Okay, once we have that, we can use a function of Google Sheets that is called pivot tables. So what we do is we click on the data and then we go on data and say create. Where is it? Did it change? Yeah, here. 130. Again, create a pivot table. We should create this in a new sheet. And as a time range, I would select A4 and then go till D, but don't just specify the number. That tells Google Sheets to use all the um, all the rows below, because that function will report different numbers of rows. So we don't know that yet. So if we choose D, it takes all the things that are available. Once we created that, this is our pivot table that is connected to the previous sheet. And now we can do the analyzation. So for example, what could you do? Um, we can select rows. So for example, or yeah, maybe we would like to have the tags in here. So now all tags are in here. Then as a column, as a row maybe, we'd like to have the duration. Then it automatically groups those things. As you can see, it does not make sense to have the duration as a row, so we add it as a column. Now we have the different durations in here. Or maybe we would like to have the different month or weeks in here. So I can use instead of the duration, I would like to have the date in here. So you see the particular date, and then we would like to display values. So I put the duration in here. So now I can see the particular days and how many hours I've spent on that day. If you right click on those things, you can group those pivot tables. So for example, we would like to group this pivot table to maybe, let's say the month. So now all the things are grouped by the month. Then you have the totals and stuff like that. Then maybe you also would like to add the description here. So I can add description and another grouping. So now you can see that the grouping is we have the total of ACME, and I can see that I've done crazy stuff in here. Also, you can see, especially on TimeOwl, that there are 2 entries in the description, 3 hours for coding, 2 hours for this nice, beautiful tutorial. And the cool thing is the TimeOwl function automatically updates your tables. So you can use the pivot table to keep an overview of the time, and this table will be automatically refreshed from time to time, so you can always refer to that pivot table to have an overview of all the time. If you want to have more months in here, you can also enhance this and maybe go back by, let's say, 3 months. Then we have the last 3 months from the 1st of January till the 31st of March, and the pivot table changes accordingly. So we can now see the amount of hours we spend on a particular project in that particular month. So this is February, March, and so on. If you're familiar with pivot tables, I think you can do crazy much more stuff, way more than I can do here, because I'm not using that a lot, but it gives you a great chance to analyze and group your data. Thanks for watching.